Hey, welcome back to HematiteHomestead. We got maple sugaring season right upon us. I like to always tap Valentine's Day weekend. Valentine's Day is this coming Tuesday, and temperatures are a little too high to be tapping, so I don't think we're going to be where we want to be until next weekend. Looks like we might have some decent temperatures for tapping next weekend, but I've got some preparations I need to make to be ready, so let's go get it done. All right, there's the cooker temporary setup. I haven't put any brakes in it yet because I got to move it. It's very important for this thing to be level, especially when you get towards the end of your cook. You don't want very little bit on one side and a lot on the other. I can see just by naked eye that's not even close. Pretty good that way. And so I got to come up about 1 inch on the right side. Looks like it might even be 2 inches. So I'm going to get this thing leveled off, put the bricks in it, and then I got some more things I need to do to be prepared for this season. All right, I got it perfectly level. I'm going to put the bricks in it. If you don't remember building this thing from last year, I'll throw that link up top. You can check that out. This is one of those things I thought it was my idea and that it was a grand idea. And nobody else in the world was doing it. Then I come to find out that people actually make these for a living and sell them. So it's okay though. Reconfirm my level. I'm happy with that. All right, so what I've done, I put all my tubing and my taps in here. I'm going to fill it up with water, add about 4 cups of vinegar, and get that warmed up and heat it up and cook it for a little bit, and that'll help kill off any bacteria. I did this at the end of the season last year. That's the very last thing I do. Everything goes in here in a vinegar bath and kill off any bacteria. And it's been sitting in storage for almost a year now, so I'm going to do it again prior to tapping this year. All right, if you can hear me over these chickens, they're all laying eggs all around me. That smoke coming out the stack, and that means the beginning of the maple season. I'm going to have to stoke this thing some more, I guess. So ambitious. Thought I had it. All right, so I got all my tubing in here, and I hold it underneath the water, make sure it all gets full of water. I got about 20 gallons in here right now. I had to take a little break and walk away from it. Chickens were laying eggs right over here behind me, and they were singing like crazy that the eggs were done. And so I went inside and ate lunch. Kept this thing going while I was in there. Got all my tubing and taps inside here and some water. I put about 4 cups of vinegar in it. I got about 20 gallons of water probably. I didn't measure it. I didn't measure the vinegar. I just poured in until I thought I poured about 4 cups in there. And I could smell a nice vinegar aroma, and that's what I want. That's going to help kill off any bacteria that got left over from last year or worked its way into it in the off season. One thing I'm fighting with right now, I'm getting too much smoke out of the front door. What we found last year was leaving the door cracked made it burn the best. I got my damper all the way open, and it's like it doesn't want to draft through there. So I'm working through that. I wanted to increase the height of my stack, but it's a little too hot to touch right now. I do have some more pipe right here that I want to add another section to it, but I'm gonna have to wait till I get done here and let it cool off and try and come back to that. Here's what it looks like in there. I got all my tubing, some taps. Most of the taps are still on the tubing from last year, and fire going pretty good. I'm just burning a light fire right now. I'll try and have this thing raging while we're cooking sap. But mainly just testing things out right now, make sure we're going to be good to go for the season. And like I said, I got to figure out why I'm not drafting through there. I didn't have this problem last year, but I don't know what's going on. Now, you can't really tell on the camera. I got all kinds of smoke coming out here. And then when I close this, I don't get enough air to keep that fire going nice and good. I did take the plug out here, but I got brick in the way of that hole. And then down here is where we got the grates coming right up against that. So it is getting some air, but not enough. So I'm going to keep playing around with this and see what I might be able to do a little bit different. I'm thinking about getting a little crazy. I've been wanting to add on to the front of this section of barn right here and bring it out here. And I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to add some joists along that'll come out where all these joists are already connected. And I'm just going to do it temporary. So I think I'll get me some of those concrete 4x4 stands and make a couple of posts. And that's to keep me dry while cooking sugar. Make sure the heavy rains and snows and stuff stay out of it. Last year I used my pop-up tent, and I usually go through a tent a year because the wind is just crazy ridiculous and blows it all over the place. No matter how hard I work on getting it locked down, it seems like they always get ruined. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but not on top of my priority list. I think I'll go ahead and start cooking sap and work on that as we're cooking. The temperature's way too warm. It's almost 70 degrees right now. They are calling for a snowy mixture tonight, so it's going to cool off a little bit, but be right back up in the mid-60s tomorrow afternoon. So I am going to tap the trees tomorrow, but I'm not really expecting to get much out of them until later in the week. About Thursday or Friday, the temperature's going to dip down and freeze at night and get around the 40s and during the day, and that's pretty much optimal range right there. So that's what I've done today to get prepared. Not sure how much we'll do on YouTube this year. We kind of hit this pretty heavy last year. Not going to do a whole heck of a lot of syrup. We're going to focus primarily on sugar this year. I will make a little bit of syrup to give away to my kids and some other family members, and we'll probably go all sugar from that point on. I do have a special request for some syrup from somebody I work with, so I'm going to do that. And probably, I don't know, I'm probably shooting for a gallon of syrup, and then everything else will go into sugar. So I think it's going to be a short season. My blueberry plants are already budding, so I don't think that the maple trees are going to run sap that long. I think that they're going to start budding way earlier than we normally do. That's something that we'll definitely keep an eye out on too. You know, once the trees start budding is a good indicator that we need to stop tapping. The sap turns a little bit bitter at that stage, plus the tree needs the sap. Once it starts budding, the tree needs the sap in order to make leaves. So we'll see how long we get, and I'm expecting. It's been crazy weather, man. I just got no idea what's going on. It's one of the warmest winters I ever remember. We only had one little cold spell for about 4 or 5 days. For the most part, it's been a really, really mild winter. But hopefully we'll get some good temperatures for collecting some maple sap here in the next week or so. And that's what we'll be doing. All right, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you're looking for Hematite Homestead on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hit that subscribe button, and we will see you next time.